to another episode of Knuckleballs. I'm your host, Ryan Robles. Joining me, as always, is my cousin, Tom Harkness. Tom, thank you so much for being here again today. Today is April 11th, it's Saturday. The Yankees haven't played yet, so if you see us smiling, you see us happy, it's probably why. Uh, Tom, how you been, man? It's been a little bit since we've been on.
Yeah,
We're figuring out our new schedules. What have you been up to?
man, like you said, we're adjusting to the newfound freedom that we have with knuckleballs. So, I mean, it's been a lot of fun. As you and I have talked about on the show before, I do a lot of college basketball stuff. So, we've got some coaching changes up here in Rhode Island. We've got a lot of transfer portal news. So it's been a whole whirlwind over there. And obviously, I try to take my mind off of that by kicking back and watching the Yankees every now and then. And as we'll get into in a little bit, Ryan, this past week, or at least since we've last recorded, there's hasn't been a whole lot of enjoyable baseball from the Yankees, but
No.
everything else has been good.
Yeah, everything else outside of that's been good for me as well. It's good for me. I'm recording from a new place today. We're painting the living room, so we had to skedaddle with the dogs at mom and dad's house. Kind of in a closet. I'm in a guest room, but the desk was kind of like pull it out of the closet. It's a nice little. It's a good little setup. I'm not lying, but it's new. It's new.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it though. We're here. We're here. We're gonna do what we can. We're gonna do what we can. So I'm just calling it out right now. Mom and dad's Wi-Fi. So who knows?
Hey, well, I'm in my room, man. So I don't know if it's ever going to cut out up here. It's always, playing a game of Russian roulette. So we'll struggle together if need be.
That's the beauty of this being not being live TV though. Because if it wasn't good, it
Yes.
just no one would ever see it.
Yeah, the magic of editing. I mean, the number of times that, I'll misspeak or I'll cut out or something, or I'll like accidentally curse, and
Yeah,
all of a sudden,
it's
you don't notice
you don't
because
notice.
we
No,
just take it out.
it's not real. It's not real
Yeah,
anymore. Nothing's real. It's all a
nothing's real.
simulation.
It's all fake. Yeah.
All right, but for some reason, even though it's a simulation, the Yankees are still breaking our hearts. So we're just trying to get this out before they do that today, while we're still enjoying our Saturday. So we're going to talk about some baseball. We're going to run through the standings quick. I'm going to go through the AL. Tom's going to take care of the NL for us. So we're going to start with the AL East. Yankees, thanks to a hot start, they're still in first place with an 8-5 record. Then pretty much everybody else sitting at 6-7, except for the Red Sox. Still not a great time to be a Sox. They're sitting at 4-9. Statistically speaking, this has nothing to do with me being a Yankee fan. Statistically speaking, Tom, they are currently the worst team in the league.
It does have a little bit to do with us being Yankees fans
I, it,
that we're pointing out that
no,
statistic,
so
but
the
yes,
reason I
you're
bring
right.
it up has a lot to do with my fandom. The fact and what I'm saying though it's just facts. It's just stats, statistics, wins and losses. They're the
Yes,
worst. That's tough.
absolutely.
That's
You're
tough.
right.
And I'm sure we'll get back to that a little bit later. Moving on to the AL Central, the Cleveland Guardians sitting on top with an 8-6 record. The Minnesota Twins, Tom, have shot
Mm,
back up. They're sitting 7-7. A nice little 10-game span for them. Kansas
yeah.
City and Detroit sitting 6-8, 6-9, respectively. And then, as I said, still not a fun time to be a Sox. The Chicago White Sox sitting down at 5-9. As we pointed out before the year, we got to stop doing that. Tom and I, we get onto these calls and we start chatting as we're getting ready to record. And after about 20 minutes, we realized we just did what would have been a great episode
Right. Had great
because we're just catching
content.
up. And we really got to stop. We really got to just start
Yeah,
recording the moment we call, Tom. I don't
we
know.
we do. We've
We're
had some
silly like
awesome
that.
stuff.
We have some really good content that no
Yeah.
one's ever going to see. That no one's ever going to see.
Right. I mean, we're going to be talking about it, and people are going to be like, "No, you didn't say that on the show." And it's like, well, yeah, we didn't, but like we said it
But
before we hit record, and it was
but
really good.
it
And
was
like,
really, really good. It was really
yeah,
good. Anyways, the White Sox, they're sitting 5-9. However, they have brought that run differential down. I want to say it was like minus 58 or something
I
last
think it
week.
was like, I think it was minus 51. I think it was like they had
It
scored
was it was a
21
pretty
and given up 72.
ridiculously high number. And they've
Yeah,
reduced that to minus 29. Still not a fun number to look at, but
got better.
They're moving in the right direction, and that's the important thing. Moving
Yeah.
on to the AL West, we got the Texas Rangers sitting at 7-6, followed by LA, the Angels sitting at 7-7. The Heritage of Sacramento Athletics just whooped the Yankees, and they're sitting at 6-7. Um, I feel validated that they're doing so well. They're on to a hot start because I was saying in the offseason that this team could be sneaky good. Come trade deadline, especially, I think this could be like a scary wild card team. But baseball gods had to take it out on the Yankees, I guess. So that was messed up. Anywho, Houston's they're sitting at 6-8, and then the Seattle Mariners off to a weird start, sitting at 5-9.
Really weird for a
It
team
is
that
really weird.
should have probably won the American League pennant last year. Or they
We're a
had a
swing
fair
away,
shot to.
really.
Yeah, swing away.
Swing or two away.
Exactly.
I can't remember scoreboard exactly, but this team is a very well put together team. They have a +1 run differential. They're not playing
Yeah.
super poor baseball. They're just not winning games, and
They're just not winning. Right. That's the best way to put it.
that's
They're just
that's
not winning.
they're just not finishing the game. And I mean that's baseball at the end of the day.
Yeah, Ryan, that's really what it is, you know. Like sometimes you feel as though you're putting a good product out there, but the scoreboard tells all. Yeah, I think we've seen it a lot with the Yankees. Not necessarily. Well, I will say this year because yeah, they had a chance to sweep the Marlins, and on Easter Sunday last Sunday, they were up. You know, pretty. It was like what 4-1 early on in that game, and you were like, all right, this is awesome. You and I sang the praises of Miami going into that weekend series on the last episode of Knuckleballs. And then, you know, the Yankees pick up a few big wins, including a comeback win against Miami last Saturday night. And you're like, cool, we get a sweep. Yeah, the team stays high. And they just kind of collapsed in that game. And it kind of, you know, preluded what this week was the series against the A's and, you know, last night's loss to Tampa Bay kind of was a little foreshadowing there, but the same way for Seattle, it's like you look at some games, you're like, man, they played well, but you just don't win, and ultimately, it's wins and losses that determine your
Wins and
season.
losses, man. Like the guy who's batting 100 hasn't gotten a hit in 50 at bats could come in and hit the walk off. That's just baseball.
Yeah,
That's just the way it is.
exactly.
That could
Right.
be his one hit in those 1,000 at bats.
100%. How many times have we seen that throughout the course of baseball's history? All the time.
All the time. I mean, Anthony Volpe hit that grand slam in the World Series.
Yes.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, talk about a rarity. Anthony Volpe did something productive. Oh man. Are
All right,
you
Tom,
out
take
on
us
him?
out on him. Am I out on
Before we
him?
jump into the NL, are
Before
you
we
out
jump
on
into the
Anthony
NL, am
Volpe?
I out on Anthony Volpe?
Yeah, the answer is yes.
The answer is yes, but I would like to preface it with just this: is that I am out more so on the treatment of Anthony Volpe.
So
I
like the preferential coddling.
Yeah, the
Okay.
coddling, and it's not coddling because it's not good. Like it's not helping him. It's not. The guy should
No,
have
it's not
been.
at all.
We send a guy down like Dominguez, who he's had some struggles from the right side of the plate and all that, but like and fielding because we've moved him around into different positions. But we send him down. We send all these guys down to go figure it out. Why is he not like how in all this time he's struggled? I don't understand how he's not had like a stint down in the minors to go figure it out.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there.
Like, because if he comes back and is like starting immediately over Caballero, I just like who's not
That's
like
just ridiculous. If
it's
that's the
just
case.
that's what I'm out on.
Yeah.
That story
Right.
and
It's the
whatever it is.
preferential thing. Yeah, I'm out on it too. I mean, they like you said, this guy, I get it. A New York kid grew up wanting to be the shortstop. It's just
Yeah,
not good
I
enough
wish
to
him all the
be
best. I hope success for him. I just
somewhere
like
else.
yeah, like I don't know.
Somewhere else.
We're trying to win championships. I don't know how
He's not
we
a
can keep letting
championship
that happen.
caliber player.
No,
Yeah, he's not
no.
not a championship caliber player.
Statistically the worst fielder in the league last year. It's not even like just a oh boo you suck thing. It's the stats say you shouldn't
Yeah.
be a starter.
Right. No, I mean the bat spoke for itself. I mean, do you remember the game against the Cubs? I think it was when oh man, was it the Cubs? I think it was. They scored like they batted around. They had 10 runs in an inning, and Anthony Volpe had two outs, two of the Yankees'
I
three
do
outs in that
I
inning.
do remember that.
Like it was like
Oh,
this is so. I mean, like and part
it's
of me
it's
felt
just
bad for the guy.
I do. I feel bad for the guy because I feel like he had and still has the potential to be a pretty good ball player had he had the coaching that like he needed. Like when he started struggling in the first place, they should have taken a step back and been like, "Okay, this is New York. Get out of the spotlight for a second."
Yeah.
I, like the moment we
Yeah.
brought in Caballero last year, like it should have been like a platoon like we do with every other position. It's like, yeah, they're
Yeah.
two righties, but they're
Exactly.
completely different ball players. Like, give the kid a break. Give him a week, a series off.
Right. No, I agree. He never got any series
And I'll
off in
say this,
Caballero.
statistically speaking, I've looked into Anthony Volpe's stuff. When we have when he has a break, when he comes the beginning of every year, the beginning of every All-Star break, he's on
Yeah.
fire. He's on fire. And then he
Yeah.
slows off and just falls off.
Yeah. No, it's funny. It's funny. It's like it's the most telling sign that this guy. It's the flashing red indicator that this guy needs, some sort of support at the shortstop position. Platoon, rotate a guy in. I've always been an advocate for playing guys. Yeah, like I think that baseball's kind of a
It's a
silly
long
sport in some ways where you
season.
have everyday starters. Like you should be utilizing your bench with guys like Caballero that can play every position, but especially if Caballero can play shortstop and Volpe's struggling, don't keep throwing him out there and saying, "Oh, well, today's the day." Yeah, and Boone is as evident by the "it's right in front of us" thing that he always throws in our face. He is the biggest advocate for guys playing to get themselves out of a slump, and it's like Volpe is clearly rattled, or he hasn't even played this year, and he's
Not everyone
still
has the same
rattling.
mindset.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the guy just needs, in addition to a stint in AAA, the guy needs someone that's going to support him at the MLB level and playing the position alongside him. So, I mean, I know we have a lot to talk about in terms of the other leagues. We want to jump into the NL as well, but I just had to get that off my chest because this is
Understood.
going to be something whenever Volpe comes back, he's going to be thrown into the lineup right away. And the Yankees are 5-5 in their last five. They had the tough series against the A's. They almost got no hit in the final game on Thursday afternoon. And really, again, just lifeless against the Rays last night. I'm a little concerned about
I
they got off
mean,
to the hot start, and this past week's been
to all those points, Tom, Volpe coming back is like the least of my concerns right now. If the other eight guys are playing the way
That's
they're playing
very
right now,
true.
that's
It's very true.
I don't care who's playing shortstop. Those other guys got to go figure it out too.
Yeah, and I agree with you. This is a
I think we went like
wholesale issue.
21 innings without a hit the other day.
Yeah,
I might
pathetic. No,
exaggerate the
I agree
exaggerate
with
there.
you. That is embarrassing, right? It was a really extended stretch, where they just no one, and we've seen this, or we've seen past iterations of Yankees rosters, in the last few seasons, have these same sorts of lulls on the offensive end, and to have them rear their ugly head this early on in the season, especially after the opening week they had, with the pitching staff going and
Yeah.
the guys
And
having quality at bats, and then all of a sudden it just falls off the face of the
the
earth.
frustrating thing, I feel like we're getting a little stuck on it, but the frustrating thing that like the pitching still pitching, like they're doing great. They
Yeah,
really
yeah,
are. But like no,
right.
like they haven't had any run support, like any run
Ex-
support.
exactly, exactly. That's
It's
a good way of
abysmal.
putting it.
It's
That's a
we're
good way of putting
just
it.
not hitting. Like I haven't. I'll be honest, like I haven't watched the entirety of every game. I've seen a majority of it. I haven't seen anything where I'm like, okay, this pitching is just blowing the game. I haven't seen anything in the field where we're like playing just piss poor defense or making stupid errors. We're just not putting guys on the bases and scoring runs.
Yeah, it all comes down
from
to
top to
putting
bottom.
everybody in a
Even
position
the
to
last game we
win.
won against the A's, the first game of the series,
Mhm.
it was like a snooze to watch.
Yeah, I mean, you had just the 2 homers from Rosario, and that was your
And it's
offense.
and that was our offense.
Yeah,
I think we had one other RBI in there, but like it was like there was nothing going on. They
yeah,
shut us. If it
nothing was
wasn't for the
working.
fact that we done so much batting practice with Leiter and
Yeah, right.
his his big
He
what
was
is it?
on the mound. He gave up the Rosario homer. That's
Yeah.
right.
What what is that quote from him? That the Yankee he said the Yankees ruined him by using him in low leverage situations.
He just wasn't a good.
And honestly, I don't know if that is like proof that he's right or like proof that like why would we use you in high leverage situations?
Yeah, exactly. But Ryan, I know we've spent a few minutes here talking about the Yankees, right? And we could talk about them all day. They've lost 3 in a row, and obviously that's our cause for concern right now. But you look around the AL, and you mentioned a team in Houston. Houston's dropped 5 straight. The Red Sox are sitting at 4-9. Some of these teams that we don't particularly like. That's always a tough word for me to say for some reason. I don't even know if I said it right. They're not having great starts. As we mentioned, Boston's really struggling, and they picked up a couple of wins over the Brewers of all teams. Milwaukee's still sitting with like one of the best run differentials in the league, and even though record-wise, you
Lose to a
mentioned,
series against one of the Sox. Forget that. I think
yeah,
they played the Red Sox, right?
they played the Red Sox. They crushed the White Sox. They were really the reason the White Sox had like that run differential that was
Oh, okay, yeah, that was
like negative 50 something. But yeah, it's funny that the Red Sox pick up 2 wins at home over the Brewers after just an abysmal start to the year, and then they dropped one to St. Louis last night, and Milwaukee, St. Louis, Pittsburgh. Well, why don't we dive into the NL, right?
yeah.
Before I tell you
That's a good
about
segue.
those
That's a good
teams.
segue.
Let's dive right into the NL.
Take
So
us
as
through
it
it.
stands, Braves 9-5, Marlins 8-7, Phillies and Mets both 7-7, and Nationals 5-8 in the National League East. Pittsburgh, St. Louis, and Milwaukee all 8-5 in the NL Central.
Pirates
Reds are
score.
8-6, Cubs are 6-7, and then you look at the NL West. Dodgers 10-3, Padres 8-6, Diamondbacks 8-7, Giants and Rockies both 6-8. A lot of 6-7s there, man. Do you know Danny? My youngest sister loves the 6-7 stuff, so we're giving her a shout out. She's going to be completely embarrassed that I did it. But
She's not gonna say
anytime,
this.
oh, she will now that I gave her a shout out. I will
That's
make
fair.
her watch it.
Now it's gonna be part of our algorithm.
Is she anytime 6-7 is mentioned in succession, it's like she goes into a different mode and just tries not to laugh. So yeah,
Like
if I
it's frustrating to me how much I need to say 6-7 since that thing's become a thing,
I,
and not
I
like
know,
for any reason, but
I know.
like
It's
it's weird how much I come across it now. Like everything I'm seeing like is 6-7. You said that. I work in accounting. I see 6-7s all the
oh
time.
yeah.
Get out of here! It's
I work with numbers all the time and I'm like, okay, yeah, don't laugh. You're 26.
and Lily's a middle school teacher, so
Yeah, that's right.
she'd come
Yeah,
home
so
and
I
be like
mean,
stuck in her head.
I can only imagine they probably terrorized her. Oh man, that's funny. So, anyways, shout out to Danny.
Shout out,
Because
Danny.
I know that if she did
Thanks for
stumble
watching.
across this, and she will, because I'm gonna make her watch it now. Uh, yeah, she'll get a real kick. And I know even before I gave the shout out, because you mentioned like 8 teams that had the 6-7 record, and I'm like, she was
Oh,
gonna
I
laugh
think
at her anyways.
everyone in the AL East, but the Yankees and Red Sox
Yeah,
are six and
Rays,
seven.
O's, and Jays are doing their part there. Everyone's 6-7 on that front, and then A's 6-7. So a lot of 6-7s going around.
Sacramento.
A lot of
There we go.
6-7s going around. We had to do it at some point. Like it gets mentioned every week on the show too. Like we
It was,
did the
yeah.
standings update last week,
Yeah.
So but anyways, Ryan, I want to get your thoughts on the NL. I mean, obviously the Dodgers are the Dodgers, no real surprise there. We
Dodgers are the
mentioned the
Dodgers.
Braves last week. I think that, you and I both say like they had a rough year last year. But from a talent perspective, that team is really good. Actually, plus 40 in run differential. They've scored 77. They've only allowed 37. Like they look pretty damn good again. I think that they're going. We talked about the Marlins, but I think they're still, the cream of the crop in the NL East. A lot of talent, a lot of senior veteran players on that group. I think they'll be back in the postseason.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe offense was necessarily their biggest problem last year.
No, pitching was a shell of itself. You lose
Yeah, I
Freed,
mean,
that's obviously going to hurt any staff, but they had nobody in their actual rotation that was healthy.
yeah, I'm looking at their pitching from 2025 and it's not
Sure enough,
super
a
great.
lot of names. Yeah,
It's not. There's
yeah.
a lot of ERAs over 3. Let's say that.
Ooh, yeah. No, so
Let's say
that's
that.
not
A lot of
fun.
ERAs over 3. So it's like you're saying, Tom, this is a very talented team. I'm not surprised that they're off to such a hot start. It's how they can stay healthy and keep moving
Yes,
with it. And I gotta
yes,
move since we're on the NL right now. I do gotta just call out the Pittsburgh Pirates, given
yeah.
Paul Skeens,
All
and
screens.
that pitching staff, run support. Look
Yes,
what's happening. You're tied for first in the division, 8-5 start, looking good, +8 run differential. It's nice, and they called up Connor. Connor
yeah.
Griffin
Connor
is
Griffin. Yeah,
making his MLB appearance. He's off to like a slowish start. I know he had a nice RBI double in his first start with the team up in the league, so that's a great start. I think he's batting like
yeah,
167 right now, but it's a long season, so I'm sure he'll piece it together. The guy's a very talented athlete. But congrats, because he did sign. I think it was a
yes,
9-year, $140 million deal.
yeah, yeah. The nice chunk of change for
And
a
I think
for
they're starting work on the statue next week, right?
I would I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten an update yet. He's not even 20 years old yet, dude.
20
It's
years
we
old,
still
yeah.
got 2 weeks until he's 20.
They got him for the
Oh,
next
that's
nine
crazy.
years. He's gonna, God willing, he stays healthy, and he's gonna be the face of that franchise. If he keeps playing the way he's played in the minors and in the small sample sizes he's had throughout the spring training showings and things of that nature, it's gonna be a fun watch. It's gonna be a fun watch.
Yeah,
Does make me
yeah,
nervous about the Yankees'
exactly.
potential trade for Paul Skeens, though. Not sure. He might start liking it there.
Well, here's the thing. Did you see this week? He had a pretty interesting quote that the New York Times or New York Post picked up on. They asked him about that $140 million extension, and Paul Skeens said he's going to be the face of the Pirates for a long time.
That Connor is.
I don't know. That's a little interesting.
Did he say that
Like
Connor Griffin's gonna be
that's
the face?
he said Connor Griffin's going to be the face, which makes you think like, hey,
Maybe
wait a
he's like,
second,
I don't need to be the face. I
I
could.
don't need it. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be. He's
I.
saying it in a way where it's like,
He's
in
like,
addition to me. I
or
don't know.
no, I don't know.
Or maybe it's who knows what's going to happen with me. This guy is locked up now long term, and you're definitely not moving on from him. It's funny that Paul Skeens is certainly aware of. He's this is what his third season. I mean, like second full season, and he's already like the subject of every trade rumor imaginable. That's how good the guy is. And I know it's a little rocky to start the year, but he's certainly going to
Well, little
get
rocky
into
start,
shape.
but his last two, he's
He's
been
been Paul
Paul Skeens.
Skeens.
His
Yeah,
last
he's
two
been Paul
starts, I think
Skeens.
he's got. I just had it up. I
Yeah,
think
the first two were yucky,
I think
but
his ERA all year is like a 5 point something because of those first
yeah,
two
the
starts.
Mets
But
game especially, like, and that was not entirely his fault. I mean, that was
no,
also the product of O'Neill Cruz in center field, which is still
yeah,
still
but in
work in
his last two
progress.
starts, he's a 1.59 ERA. I
Yeah,
think
that's Paul Skeens.
that's Paul Skeens, 11 strikeouts, 5 hits allowed, 2 earned runs.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what you'd expect of a guy of that caliber. So, um, anyways, Ryan, I think it's really Pittsburgh's off to a good start. I like the moves. Yeah, I think we've talked about some of the moves they made. Like Brandon Lau was a really nice ad for them. Obviously, if Connor
Really
Griffin
nice.
can do something in terms of I don't want to say do something, but if he's at least a marginally productive player as a rookie, that is a massive, massive advantage for this team. You still have guys like O'Neal Cruz in the lineup, and you
He's
can
playing
really,
great right now.
yeah, he's playing awesome.
He's batting
So
352. He's
they're going
on
to be a
he's
lot of
on
fun to
fire. Brandon
watch.
Brandon Lyles brought some power to the lineup so
Yeah,
far, which is
he's got
good.
some serious pop.
Ryan O'Hearn's hitting. They're looking
Yeah,
pretty good. They're
sneaky
looking good.
underrated signing. Like he's a guy that I think could hit like 25 home runs, in any given year. Like he's a big dude. He's a nice power bat. He's not ridiculously. They gave him a 2-year deal, so and it's rather minimal in terms of the expenses. Like that's a nice veteran piece, which any team needs. It feels like the Pirates have never wanted to spend, and if they do spend, it's again on the short-term deals that they can offload at the trade deadline or something when things inevitably go wrong. And that's not to say that that'll happen this year. I really am optimistic about this group, and it's going to be interesting because obviously Chicago and Milwaukee are the proverbial creams of the crop in the NL Central, but the Cardinals are 8-5. The Reds,
All
like the
across
NL
the league,
Central, is
Tom,
a
like
really good division.
the NL Central is a really good division. It looks really
Yeah,
competitive. It's electric. But I wanted to say, like, across the league, like we were talking again during our like pre-podcast that we do. I was saying it like there's been a couple teams off to like a lot hotter of a start than I kind of like expected them. Like the Marlins we talked about a little bit earlier. They're sitting 8-7. I don't know
yeah,
if I expected that hot of a start from them, sitting second in the division already. We had the A's just we talked about that. They beat up the Yankees. This is a much, much different looking A's team than the end of last year. And then we have the Pirates sitting first in their division. I like
right.
it. I've said
I,
this
I
many
like it
times
too.
on here. Baseball's any sport is better when all the teams are competitive, and it's been really fun to
Exactly.
watch baseball.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like even the NL West. You think about the seasons that the Rockies have had these past few years. For them to be 6-8 right now, it doesn't feel like they're completely off the wagon yet. And I know I'd say,
They're
oh, it's a
not. Tom,
162 game season, but you
they're
have
burning
to
it.
get off
Like
to a
on their
modest
they're
start.
plus 3 run differential right now.
And you'll take that, especially after the
I'll
years that
take
they've
that
had
all day.
again.
Like
Yeah,
it's a 14 game sample size, 6-8.
that's
They're scoring
right.
runs. That was their probably biggest problem last year. They didn't score nothing.
And Ryan, the
There's
thing that I want to, so I just want to say the thing that I want to emphasize is, we said it last week. It's early, it's early, it's early, but we're another series or two away from being at that 20 game mark. And when you break it down, that's an eighth of the season right there. Like, looking at where you are 20 games into the year. If you're 10, 12 games below 500,
it's a
no matter how
tough
many games you
hill
have
to
ahead of you,
climb.
yeah, it's steep. It's really steep.
It's not to
So
say
that's
it can't be turned around. We've seen that before.
right.
We've seen bigger gaps turned around, but I mean, you've also seen it the other way. Look at the fall of the Mets last year.
Exactly. Yeah, you
Had to
can
be
be
better.
21, 22 games above 500 and it goes awry.
And did not make the playoffs. It's
Yeah.
baseball. It's the way it works. But we talked about I think we talked about it a little last week. You drop 10, 15 games below 500 like you said. That is a tough cuz you need like that team needs to turn around and be consistent for a while.
Yes.
For more like at least 3 to 4 series. They have to be consistent.
You have to win those. Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
win those series. You can't be trading off. Even some of them you have to sweep and you have to get some sort of forward progress. It's
And
obviously,
everyone's got to be on at the same. It can't just be 2, 3 guys getting hot at the same time. So
yeah, like the old adage goes, it's one game at a time. But You can't win, if you're the Red Sox, you're sitting 4-9 right now. You can't win 5 games tonight against the Cardinals and all of a sudden be 500 again. You can win one more and then you're 4 games under 500. But it's time to start thinking about those things because
Yeah, no, because to your point, we're at most a month and a half from like kind of being settled into where a lot of teams are gonna end up just staying at for the rest of the season.
right, because then you have the trade deadline.
Hmm.
You really need to know where you're at the trade deadline. Those teams that are kind of floating around, should we buy or should we sell? More often than not, or they sell off everything and like you're either buying and oh my gosh, we're winning and like we could use some of the pieces that we pawned off. So you really have to start thinking about like, oh well, not just where are we at the end of September, but where are we at the end of May, June, and it's April 11th now. I almost said May 11th. It's April 11th now. The end of April will be here before we know it. May's gonna fly by. This stuff gets quickly early.
Absolutely, Tom. Absolutely. But it's gonna be a fun ride the whole time. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited to watch these games. It's been fun. I'm just excited. I'm excited. I'm a little
Yeah.
nervous about 6 o'clock, 6:10 tonight. The Yankees playing.
Ugh. You and I
Um,
both.
I shouldn't be nervous playing the Rays. I shouldn't be. Sorry, Rays fans. But
You could take the brunt for them. You're
I
not that
know.
far
I
from
just
Tampa.
remembered how
I'd be
close to them I
careful.
live.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be careful. They could just go right across the bottom of the state. Was it Alligator Alley or something
Alligator
down there?
Alley, yeah. They just
Yeah,
gotta wade through the Everglades.
that's right. Yeah, I'd be
Have you
careful
driven
if I were
past
you.
Alligator Alley?
No, but I've heard you talk about
It's
it
it's I've seen some things there, man. They have like a lot of
because
little rest stops. Because I went to
I've
college on that
seen,
coast.
yeah.
So I used
I
to
was gonna say you were Gulf Coast.
drive
Yeah,
back and forth. Yeah, Dunk City. They're
that's
riding that.
right.
They're never gonna stop riding that. But no, they have all these little rest stops where people go like fishing and airboating and all that. And like I stopped off there a few times just to like check it out. And I remember one time me and my college roommate were driving back because we both were from that same town. Driving back and we stopped there. It was like 9 o'clock at night, kind of dark, and I'd never seen a gator over there. Like never. So I was like, alligators. Alligator alley. I've never seen nothing here. Let me go. And I like went over like the fence of the water and I like turned my phone flashlight on and literally right in front of me under the water was just like a 7 foot gator. And then
Oh,
I'm like, oh, and I put the like I stood up like this and the light went and all you see is just like 30 sets of like eye glows like everywhere. And I was like,
oh,
oh.
jeez.
And I just started running back to and my buddy. It was like a rest stop, so he was inside. He's coming out. He sees me just sprinting across. He's like, "What's happening?" I'm like, "Get in the car, go, go, go."
It's funny though. I haven't ever gone across it, but I you've told us stories about Alligator Alley, so I've looked it up, and I'm like, oh yeah, Ryan's not joking. It's just
It's just
all
the
straight through the
Everglades.
Everglades. Yeah,
It's just
yeah. Like
a
there's
road right in the
just
middle of the
highway.
Everglades. There's like a
Yeah.
good, probably 45, maybe a little over an hour where you just there's no exit.
Ugh.
It's it's just 2 lanes. Go, go, go.
Yeah. No. Uh, so just be careful. I mean, they might send the
Yeah.
alligators after you, and then for me, I mean, I might get some angry Red Sox fans
Yeah,
coming
that's
down from
nothing.
Boston.
We
That's
grew
all
up
right.
in the
Yeah.
thick of it. We have thick
Yeah. I
skin.
mean, nothing's worse than being on the school bus when the Red
Yeah.
Sox are going and the Pats are going. We're not
I
Patriots
lived
fans
in
either, man.
Massachusetts when
Yeah.
A-Rod got suspended for steroids. All right.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
taken the brunt of it. I
Right.
lived there
Exactly.
when the Derek Eater magazine cover came out. All those gift basket
Oh, you had a
nonsense.
childhood. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know how you did it.
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
Was it? Do you think it was easier in Rhode Island? Are there more Yankee fans there?
It's kind of weird. Rhode Island's sort of
Kind of
like
like
you
a
have
split with a lot of things, right?
it's funny because so many people think Rhode Island is like a subset of like Long Island or New York or something. And then you go around here and you're like, oh yeah, like this is kind of there's a lot of Jersey in Rhode Island. There's a lot of,
But
like New York, Jersey, and I went to
so is it
URI,
like
and
Jets and Mets fans?
you get a
I
lot
because
of
everyone I
Jets.
know in Rhode Island is a Red Sox fan or you. So
Oh no, yeah, yeah, you'd be surprised how many Yankees fans are down here. And again, when I was at URI, everybody was coming down to URI from New York or LI, Long Island. So you get a decent amount, or like Southern Connecticut,
yeah,
near the New York border or something. So you actually
I
stumble into a
was
lot of Yankees fans, and then the Italian community up here is there's a lot of old school Italian Yankees fans too. I didn't go to school with many, but there's a decent amount of Yankees fans in Rhode
I didn't
Island.
go to school with I think maybe not counting my brothers and sister, I think maybe like two other Yankees fans. Maybe two, one or two.
Yeah. Yeah, you were
I
not
was
far from
pretty. I
Boston.
was yeah. I was pretty close to Boston. I was
Yeah,
pretty close to Boston, so I was in the thick of it for sure. I was in the thick of it
definitely.
for sure. Although I didn't, I didn't do myself any favors. I remember we go like field trips into the city, do like the Freedom Trail all the time. I would always wear like full Yankee stuff, just like let's go. And
Like,
I get yelled at by like homeless guys. That was fun.
yeah,
It was fun.
that's I you have thicker skin than I.
We
I
were
don't
also
know
a
if I
really, really good baseball team then, though.
That's right.
We
Yeah,
were a really,
now
really
it's
good
like
baseball team, and yeah,
if I were to wear Yankee stuff in Boston, I'd also yell at myself. I'd be
yeah. I'd
embarrassed.
probably walk by a reflection, and be like, "You idiot."
You, you're rooting
Or
for those
do
bums?
some window shopping.
Like, yeah. That's good. Good
Uh,
stuff.
it's
Well,
great
hopefully they
stuff.
win
Tom, it's
tonight.
great to be
So
back. It's great to be back on Knuckleballs.
it
It's
is.
always good to be talking with you. I think we're going to be wrapping it up. We got some more games to go watch today. We're going to enjoy the rest of our
Yes.
weekend. And then we'll be back next week with some more content. I think we're going to try and sprinkle in a couple short clips
Yeah.
throughout the
Yeah. We were
week.
talking
We
about
got some
that.
exciting stuff. Like as we said last week, we're starting out fresh, independent. We're not brought to you by the radio anymore, and that's fine. So we're going to be doing our own thing.
Yes.
We're going to have some exciting stuff coming up, and we just can't wait to bring it all out there.
We're brought to you by Ryan and I, and we couldn't be
Yeah,
happier about it.
brought to you by Goliath Market. If you know, you
Yes.
know.
Bring it back. Bring
Bring
it
it
back.
back. Bring it back.
That yeah. That's our appeal right now. I mean, come on.
Those
Pick
are our
up the
big ones.
we're giving you a spot on our show, and we don't even have a physical location. Come on, man. Like, let's bring back Goliath Market while we're at it. Grandma, I know you're watching. Love you.
Love you, Grandma. Thanks. All right. Have a great one, everyone. We'll be back next week. Knuckleballs out.